Well, a season that began with a big blue win and such high hopes for Melbourne Victory has been derailed by injuries, inconsistency, departures and off-field issues. But with 2 games to go, there are still targets to aim for. Avoiding a second wooden spoon in 3 seasons for one, avoiding the Australia Cup playoffs is another. So 3 points do still matter today at AAMI Park. Tony Popovic has never suffered the ignominy of ending a season in charge of a club that wins, in inverted commas, the wooden spoon. Last year, of course, he was the A-League Coach of the Year. There's Milos-Sajovski, who, like Popovic, came through the playing ranks of Sydney United. Here's the team news for today's game. 3 changes for Melbourne Victory. Lee Broxham replaces the suspended Roderick Miranda in defence, meaning he will have made 20 or more appearances in 14 consecutive seasons for the club. Connor Chapman returns in midfield at the expense of Ryan Marchand, while Ben Falami is back after a couple of games warming the bench. Chris Economides drops out of the 11. Youngsters Jordi Valadon and Jos Insera, both former Melbourne City juniors, are on the bench. Still no Jason Guerrier. Damien De Silva continues to play through the pain barrier of that ankle injury. Just the one change for the Bulls. Al Hassan Toure is restored to the starting 11 at the expense of Ali Ugla, who is among the substitutes. Oliver Jones continues to keep Jonathan Aspro-Potomitis on the bench with his 3rd consecutive start. Tomislav Uskok captains the team, and there is no Daniel De Silva today. The Bulls have a strong-looking bench, including Bachana Arabulu, who of course scored in stoppage time against the Newcastle Jets last time out, and Craig Noon. So Lockie Rose gets the ball rolling for the Bulls, the penultimate game of the season for the last 2 winners of the Australia Cup. And both have found consistency in the league elusive this season. Where will the points go this afternoon, Andy Harper?
Well, what a great question, Simon. Good afternoon to you. I think it's poised nicely, actually, for what I think is going to be quite an entertaining game. Notwithstanding the fact that everyone's focus has been on the scrap for a top 6 place and then 2nd place now. But no one wants to finish last. Professional pride will kick in, and I think the spectre of that, looming large as it is for both clubs, might actually give us a gateway to a great game. And I'm going to back Melbourne Victory's more established club stature and the pride associated with that to get them across the line today.
Well, let's hope you're right in terms of the entertainment. Talking to the big news in the pre-game shows revealed by Michael Zapponi as pitch side for us tonight. What do you make of the news that Nani will not be returning for his 2nd year with the club?
Well, I can't say it's surprising. I'm disappointed in a lot of ways because I enjoyed watching him play. It was clearly, even before he got injured, a difficult relationship to bed down. I don't necessarily say that's the fault of the player.
Matthew Miller shifting the ball on quickly for Jake Holman. And Damien De Silva is not going to be able to prevent the game's first corner.
And a longer discussion for a longer time, and Anthony Di Pietro, the chairman of Melbourne Victory there, will know, having seen under the bonnet more deeply than we as we discuss these things, but the desire for marquee names is one thing. The economics around it is completely another.
And particularly when your marquee gets a season-ending injury pretty early on in the campaign, of course. Here's that corner in towards the near post. And Damien De Silva just struggling to get back to his feet. This is Lockie Rose. De Silva was good enough to be in position at the near post and not clear. And now Victory can try and spring upfield through the spring-heeled Ben Falami. Needs a bit of help. Into the box it comes, and Romero! From one end of the pitch to the other, and Fernando Romero has just his 2nd goal for Melbourne Victory since his mid-season arrival from Paraguay. What a start for Tony Popovic's team.
Wonderful start for Melbourne Victory. And for a guy who, if he hangs around, could become something as an A-League player, Fernando Romero. Great chase back on the Harvey Norman replay from Jake Holman. And the attack looked to have been just stilted there. Enough Macarthur players back, recovering from their own attacking corner, but a poor defensive transition, you'd have to say. And a pinpoint header from Romero to make it 1-0 for Victory. And there's something we haven't seen enough of. An assist from Cadete. Beautiful cross as it was.
Roxham. Melbourne Victory throw.
Here's Cadete, put on a beautiful ball for the goal.
Here he goes again, the Spaniard. Linking up with Ben Falami. Good save, Curto. Really good reaction stop. Had to get down very quickly with a strong left arm. Because that effort packed a bit of gunpowder behind it. Turned over by Holman. Negro's cross. Forderoli, blocked by Ushkot. Falami first to the loose ball.
He's a top goalkeeper, Philip Curto, isn't he? Week after week. I mean, his error rate is really low. His spectacular save rate is particularly high. It's lovely work from Falami. That's excellent. Strong at full stretch. Falami just shifting the hips, getting that space to shoot past Uzcock, and the rebound was fortuitous for Macarthur too. Excellent work. Great pick-up for the league, Philip Curto has been. Chances for Victory racking up. And what should maybe alarm them a little bit, or at least keep them alert, is that Macarthur have looked quite troublesome when they have attacked. You know, Victory's defence at this point is hardly watertight. And there's enough motivation and inspiration in the white and blacks today to cause some trouble. Victory need to kick ahead while they can.
Corner's been worked short. Should be the goalkeepers. Good strong fist away. Torres turned the ball over straight away though to Negro. Forderoli and pushed away by Curto, and again they appeal for handballs. Melbourne Victory. This time a little bit more stridently as well. Play continues for now with Holman. Run out of it by Brillante. Well, at least two Victory players who are convinced that an arm was in play here. Let's have a look. Oh, it's pushed onto Vujica by Curto. And blue play now wins a corner off Ivan Vujica. Two goals in his last three matches, Nishan Velupillay. That goal against the Wanderers last week, and then of course in the Melbourne derby, or what remained of it. Victory would love the comfort of a second goal. Brillante's outswinger, met by McGing. Roxham, courage to shoot, and he's going to have a go. Well, he hasn't scored since the grand final of 2015 at that end of the ground against Sydney FC. And that would have fairly taken the roof off.
That would have. It would have been a very, very popular goal scorer. And a popular goal if he was to notch it from there some distance. It was a clean strike. The fans were poised.
Intelligent ball by Bacchus through the defensive lines of Victory. It's Jake Holman. Lost his balance and ultimately lost the ball. But Victory have turned it straight back over. Carelessly so. And it goes for Miller. Just reaching for the ricochet. Slipped through by Bacchus. A little bit broken in play this, and McGing had a go in the end.
Well, here he goes, the DJ. fresh from the whack on his hooter.
And Valupale again. They were queuing up for a moment there, Melbourne Victory. Did they choose the wrong option? They'll have to start again through Stefan Negro here. Brillante. Nobody's gone with Stefan Negro. Lifts it into the box. Surely no for Fornaroli. Last-ditch defending saves the day for the Bulls.
Well, I think Fornaroli was doing that by memory, not complete focus. He was waiting to give Nishan Valupale a gobful. There's a good save again from Curto, but look how free Fornaroli is. That's gross mismanagement from Nishan Valupale. And at this point, Fornaroli forces a brave stretch.
Holman. Half-time not far away. An equaliser for the Bulls will be very handy from their point of view. Oh, I think Toure completely missed his kick there. Toure again. It's a beautiful ball by Al Hassan Toure, and Vujica gets it to Lockie Rose at the near post. They're queuing up here. Skatanis balloons it over the bar. Big chance that for the Bulls.
That was a great chance. Right on half-time. Vujica, a great run. Valupale struggling to keep with him. Lockie Rose digs it out beautifully and puts the ball on or about the penalty spot. Maybe Matty Miller, whose instinctive move towards the ball perhaps skewed the view of Skatanis.
And that will do. Entertaining first 45 minutes. Melbourne Victory have had the majority of the opportunities, and crucially they have taken one of them. Fernando Romero with just his second goal for the club inside the first 5 minutes. He also picked up a booking for leaving the fields without permission. Maybe Victory feel they should have had one or two more. At the other end, Jerry Skatanis with that first half stoppage time opportunity that he could not take. And in this battle of the bottom two at half-time at Amy Park, it's Victory who lead Macarthur by 1-0. So Melbourne Victory awaiting Alireza Fagani's whistle, and it's the goal scorer Fernando Romero who gets us back underway. Victory leading at half-time for just the third time this season. Can they go on and win it, Andy Harper, and get off the bottom of the ladder? Fornaroli flagged for offside immediately.
Well, coaches and players, Simon, often, when asked, say they don't look at tables. But I just wonder if it wouldn't have been worthwhile in that half-time address to have whacked up the competition table, just to show the players that they now currently sit in a semi-respectable position when you consider what else is on offer. And maybe that's enough to push them on. They played well enough in that first half, except for a lack of conviction and bad decisions in the front third. They might have been a bit further ahead. And Macarthur, for their ills, defensively, on that first goal concession, have shown they're enough of a threat to spoil Melbourne Victory's afternoon here.
Fornaroli shoved over by Uscott. Victory shading the action areas in terms of attack. Not an awful lot in it. Frankly, at the moment, neither team really looks like adding to that solitary goal. Maybe the Bulls can here. Here's Al Hassan Toure. It ricochets away for a corner off Cadete.
Yeah, it's been a very spluttering half from both teams so far. Victory nervous in their lead. Macarthur unconvincing in their chase. Well, they got a corner here. Craig Noon near post, helped on, and
and it's crept in off Tomislav Uskok. The captain of the Bulls gets them level with a header from a corner that just crept in into the corner, and Izzo couldn't keep it out. And Macarthur are all square.
Well, this is a goal well deserved by one of Macarthur's best all season on the Harvey Norman replay. Tomislav Uskok does very well. Ball that's been deflected, hasn't got a lot of pace on it. Out jumps 3 Victory players and gets past Izzo. And Victory have played, Simon, like they've been expecting the equaliser. They just haven't had the confidence to push on with the advantage they might have earned for themselves. And Macarthur, not overly convincing themselves, but they've got them back to a stage where they're level, and maybe Macarthur can push on from here.
His absence has certainly been felt. I made the point last week against the Wanderers. 3 of their front 4 that started in round 1, Brimmer, D'Agostino, Nani, have all been missing for one reason or another since even before the midpoint of the campaign. Certainly didn't help.
No, losing Brimmer, and they did. I mean, Nani had succumbed to his terrible knee injury, and there was a thought, well, I certainly had it, that without Nani there, Jake Brimmer might revisit the form of last year, which was a Johnny Warren medal level of season for him.
Might be a chance here for Bruno Fornaroli. He lobs it over the keeper. Victory back in front. And it is Bruno Fornaroli's 90th goal in the competition, which equals the Victory legend Archie Thompson and takes him into joint 4th place on the A-League's all-time scoring list. And it's also his first ever against the Bulls, which completes the full set for Bruno. And it's a very tidy finish.
Offside
but
or not onside?
Is he offside?
Looks like, well, we'll see. Depends when they hit the pause button and the stop and play. But the Harvey Norman replay reflects the warrior who is Bruno Fornaroli. And once you get into this situation with players like him, typical of South America, the body contact is what they like. And as soon as he had that front position, no one was going to get the ball off him. And then the lob over Philip Curto was a mere formality, particularly for a player of his quality.
Jakobits in the booth today. There's no doubt having a very close look at the moment. Yeah, goal robbed off. All those celebrations were for nothing. Back to 89 goals, Bruno.
Quite clearly on that pause frame.
Arabuli, good use of the body, and Drew bursting through those 2 Victory defenders. Tidy work by Raimar Shan. And Macarthur are going to get the free kick. Was that for the earlier foul on Drew? Or was it for Fornaroli on Uskok? Difficult to decipher.
That's in the mystery basket, that one.
We'll call it the Agatha Christie corner.
Maybe the scoop on the sidelines. Opponent's got it. Another toilet reference.
Here's Kamau. Could open up for Melbourne Victory late on here. Economides trying to bend it off the upright. Valadon digs it out well. Raimar Shan going to try and place it. Now Victory close again to taking the lead. Curto could only stand and watch.
Yeah, as close as they've come legally. Nice effort from Chris Economides.
Came off Ali Reza Pagani, which he acknowledges. Didn't stop the play though, the referee. They normally do. It's a free kick. What's it for, Hobbs?
I don't know.
We're trying to figure it out. And Curto thought about going, thought better of it, and Connor Chapman had an open goal to aim at, but could not hit the target.
Well, if they scored from that, I'd love to have had a camera on Milo Sturjowski.
Yeah, that would have been an
and
inquest.
Jacob Birds. Tommy Uscock asking, what about using me as a stepladder, sir? When was that legal? It's a fair question. Mind you, defenders get away with their fair share of that.
And there we are. 5 minutes for one of these two to try and find a winner. Gallagher finds Negro. The cross is not bad. Palmed away by Curto. Fornaroli. That's an extraordinary save. What a recovery from Philip Curto to keep the ball out. That is world-class goalkeeping.
Well, it's a classy cross from Negro. But this is the value of Philip Curto. Said at the top of the game, he has just been great value in this competition.
Economides. Back post it goes. There's the goal for Leighton Brooks. And in stoppage time, Melbourne Victory look like they've stolen the points, so they have been pushing for it for the last 10 minutes. They have thrown the kitchen sink at Macarthur, and finally it's paid off. Thanks to the substitutes, Leighton Brooks.
Well, they found themselves, Melbourne Victory. They've found themselves late on the Harvey Norman replay. The big guys of the A-League at the foot of the table, but they've called on their history and their DNA finally on the Harvey Norman replay to get themselves out of the mire. Economides with a beautiful offering, and what about the header from Brooks off the bench and into folklore for Melbourne Victory. They've saved the day somehow, and they're off the foot of the table.
And that result is confirmed. They haven't had too much to cheer about this season, Melbourne Victory, but that late show, courtesy of Leighton Brooks, means they are off the bottom of the table for only the 4th week since round 11, to be replaced by Macarthur, who end a round of football at the foot of the ladder for the first time in their short history. Philip Curto did his absolute best to keep Victory out. A grandstand finish, and Victory pinch it by 2 goals to 1.